Chapter 16, The Maiden's Shield.
So this is what I wanted to talk about, Chet. Did she live? Canonically, no. You will find a lot, and I do mean a whole lot, of fiction out there that imagines her not dying. For various reasons. There's a lot to unpack here with Salarian. Because where we've talked about themes with this game, and I'm telling you now, chat, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant. I wanted to wait until we completed this chapter before I had this discussion. But we've talked a lot about the themes of the game, about, you know, dehumanizing the enemy and things like that. We've talked about, you know, how war is not the end. You know, obviously here in chapter 15, they make a big deal to signpost the whole idea of, you know, giving your life for a purpose. That's the entire thing that Salaria is talking about, as far as like, oh, well, I have found a purpose to my life. This is the purpose that my life is going to give. But there's another, I think, more subtle subtext that I think a lot of people don't pick up on. And that is the history between Silvaria and Maximilian. Now, this is kind of a thing that I arrived at after playing through the DLC and playing through the other games in the series. So I think the reason that a lot of people don't necessarily get the subtext of Silvaria's relationship with Maximilian is because a lot of them didn't play the other games. 2, 3, and 4 all contribute to Silvaria's story, even if it's just in little bits and pieces. And what you learn, again, the game doesn't give you most of this information up front. It does tell you a little in the glossary, and some of the text entries about her. But what a lot of people don't realize is that Silvaria grew up as a test subject, and Maximilian was the one who saved her from that project and basically made her a general, all this and that. Maximilian knows exactly how Silvaria feels about it. And he absolutely uses that to his advantage to get what he wants. And I told you way, way back in one of the early chapters of the game, when he referred to Silvaria, or referred to other things as tools for his victory, he was talking about her too. He doesn't have any feelings for her. Or if he does, it's not on the same level that she does for him. And more importantly, even if he does have some sort of care or concern for her, which I don't see any evidence that he does, I believe he only cares about her insofar as she can be useful to his ambitions. But even if he does care, even if he did care, he still cares more about his ambition than he does about her, which is absolutely not the case for Silvaria. Silvaria cares more about Maximilian than she does anything else, including her own life, as we can clearly see. But it's a twisted kind of relationship, because Maximilian has given her all of these things, has done all of this to help her, not because he cared about her, but because he knew someday he could use her and her power to help further his ambitions. And what I get from Silvaria and her kind of one-sided love of Maximilian is almost like an abusive relationship. In the sense that because she grew up in a terrible environment and because she doesn't value herself. She does not attribute any value to herself. And so as a direct result of that, she places all of her value in Maximilian, and she looks to him to validate her life. She looks to him to give her life value. And you guys know my catchphrase. I say it at the end of every stream. This is a perfect example of why statements like that matter. Because this is what happens. Somebody who, as we'll learn in the DLCs and in later games in the series, she's not just some evil person hell-bent on destruction. And she's just as conflicted with her lineage as Alicia is in this game. But you see in them two sides of the same coin. You see how Alicia deals with it, you see how Salvaria deals with it. But the problem with Salvaria is she never took the time to consider her own value, and she never took the time to consider her own values separate of those outside influences. And it leads to what we see in the game. And it's, to me at least, is a very tragic outcome. Because I think, and again, it's never been confirmed, no one ever says it out loud, but I think she knows that Maximilian doesn't actually love her. No, it's not that Max is a dumbass. He has his priorities straight. It's just, she is not one of his priorities. But the worst part, and the thing that I think makes it the most tragic, is you can see in some of the cutscenes the hints that she knows he doesn't actually care about her. And so, just like in an abusive relationship, she pushes herself further, she pushes herself harder, she does more and more damage to herself to try to make herself more valuable to him, hoping that if she does, he will care about her as much as she cares about him. But it never happens. And that's why she's surprised when he asks her to give up her life. Because she was hoping that with all the success that she had had and everything else that was going on, that he would have finally seen her as a person and not as a tool. But even when she realizes in that final moment, in that final conversation with him, that he does not see her as any more than a tool, she still doubles down. She decides, okay, I've decided to give my life for his ambition, and she literally destroys herself for him, out of love for him. And we, as outside observers to the story, can see that. And we can see how tragic it is, and we can scream at the screen, no, you're stupid, you're worth more than that, you don't need him. But that's the thing about those types of destructive relationships, and as somebody who has been in a relationship like that before, it hits close to home. Because speaking from experience, I have absolutely been in those relationships where I wanted so desperately for someone to feel about me the way that I felt about them that I was willing to do anything and put myself through a lot of really bad things for those people. And it was never reciprocated. Part of the reason that I am who I am today, part of the reason that I have the mentality that I have today, is because I went through those things and I came out the other side. No, I did not in fact blow myself up for someone. Although if the person in question had asked me to, I might have considered it at the time. So, that's my... But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have moved on from that. I have learned to value myself. It took a long time. And believe it or not, this game is part of the reason that I started down the road to recovery. Because I saw so many parallels, and it made that light bulb turn on in my head. And I realized, oh shit, I'm doing the exact same thing, and if I keep doing it, it's gonna end the exact same way. So when I tell you that I'm biased, why I tell you that this is my favorite game franchise of all time, that's one of the reasons. I mean, I still like it because it's a good game. And I still like it because it's a great story. But it's also a very personal story for me as well. Anyway. Serious rant time over, chat. That's what I've been waiting to get off my chest. This entire, well, pretty much since we started playing this game. Because I think there's a message in there for everybody. And again, that's part of where my catchphrase comes from. So never forget. Never forget. Repeat it to yourself as much as you need to. Your life has value, and the world is a better place with you in it. And no matter how much you love a person, no matter how much you want that person to love you, never, ever, ever tell yourself otherwise. Because you have value. So there you go. There's the serious portion of the stream. Stop gift subbing, you fucking donkeys. I mean, that goes without saying. That goes without saying. Inactive Mars says, I'm back. Yeah. Well, good to see you. Glad you could make it back. You just missed serious talk time, but that's okay. That's okay. We're here to have a good time. Avelian says, on that note, I'm going to go watch my family get blasted on Easter brunch mimosas. Well, you should also grab yourself a mimosa or two. It is, in fact, Easter, so it's a time to celebrate. Especially if you're going to spend time with family. Go out, have a good time with them. Hope you enjoy your Easter brunch. And drink a few mimosas for me as well. Didn't expect this. I was only here to see the OG. Oh, see the game? Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, Cloud Sato. For me, the game is personal, but the stream and the community are also personal. I'm very attached to this community, and so I like to share things about myself. I like to let you guys know who I am. I know that's unusual for a lot of VTubers. They like to play things close to the chest. Obviously, I don't share any pertinent information. I'm never gonna... Oh. I was meaning the gift sub didn't want to say anything. No, I mean, that's fine too. That's fine too, because everybody decided that now was a good time to start throwing gift subs around. But anyway, let me see. Speaking of those gift subs, sorry, you guys have been chatting away, and so I lost all the gift subs. Hold on a second, let me see. So I gotta thank Troubleshooter and Erst both for the massive generosity and the massive chicken, both of them gifting 5 subs to the community. Thank you guys once again for the insane generosity. The two of you combined, having gifted over 150 subs to the channel, an insane level of support. So thank you guys for that support. And of course, if you got gifted a sub, be sure to thank these insanely generous donkeys for that support. And of course, as always, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions, where we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler. Yeah, you know, as much as I get on them, Kiwi, I like this community too. That's why I'm here, that's why I stream. Because if I didn't like these degenerates, then I wouldn't be here right now. At any rate, chat, with all that being said, I know we just got in a new chapter, and I just went on a tirade, I went on a rant. So I hate to do this to you, but it has been over 3 hours. It's getting close to 3.5 hours now. So at this point, you know me, I want to take a brief break. Alright, chat, we are back. We are so back. I do apologize for taking so long on that one. I had a little bit of a hiccup making my adult beverage today. So, Avelion was talking about making, or his family drinking mimosas. And I suddenly had a craving come over me for some mimosas. But then when I went to look in the liquor cabinet, I realized I didn't have any sparkling wine, which... So if you don't know what a mimosa is, it's basically... Sorry, chat. If you don't know what a mimosa is, it's basically orange juice and wine. Sparkling wine. But I did not actually have any sparkling wine in the liquor cabinet, so I just made a screwdriver instead, since I had already poured the orange juice. So it's a little bit heavy on the vodka, but I think that's okay on an Easter Sunday. So, cheers, chat. Oh, yeah. That'll do. That'll do. Vodka and ginger beer? Is that, I mean... That's just a Moscow Mule, isn't it? Am I wrong? Chat, I forgot. I don't... Okay, alright, good. Like, I thought that's what it was. But I was thinking to myself, and I was like, is there more to it, or am I just remembering wrong? I haven't made one in a while. Lime and mint. Okay, that's what I'm forgetting. That's what I'm forgetting. Well, so I was remembering that, like, the main ingredients were, like, vodka and ginger beer, and then you add some other stuff to it. But honestly, with most mixed drinks, the garnish is where you do the interesting stuff, right? Like, if you use a lemon instead of lime, or orange instead of lime, or something like that, like, by changing up the garnish a little bit, you can definitely change the texture and the taste of a drink. So it's like, for me, the drink is mostly like the main ingredients. So if it's like vodka and ginger beer, or if it's orange juice and sparkling wine, then like that's what the drink is, and then the garnish is kind of how you like tailor the drink to your own specific taste. So see, like Capsty, they may not want lime and mint in their Moscow Mule. Maybe they don't use anything at all. Who knows? See the blue bookmarks? Just noticed that I'm a dum-dum. Yeah, those are side stories. So whenever you unlock side stories in the game, it'll put a little blue bookmark there so that you can go and see where they are in the story. And it'll only be there until you actually play through the side story. And then the little bookmark goes away. But you can still go back to those chapters if you want. Speaking of chat, now that we're back, let us... Well, first let me turn the controller on because I was away for so long that it turned off. But let us return to the headquarters because we have some experience and money to spend. Now, I'm not gonna let you guys do a prediction on the old man at this point because I think it's safe to say it's not gonna end well for some of y'all. And I know some of y'all are already bankrupt, so we're gonna go to the cemetery, we're gonna see what happens.
Hello again, son. I'll teach you awaken all today.
I mean, I'm trying to look out for you guys, because I know some of you out there aren't gonna be able to feed your kids this week. So, like, I'm not gonna let you gamble and lose any more of your channel points.
Use it to call forth the natural potential lying dormant inside your entire squad. Well, what is your decision?
Oh, he's raising his prices. He's raising his prices from 10,000 to 15,000. Dark Maze says, why no Gamba? Because some of y'all are using some meta knowledge to your advantage and fleecing some of the other members of chat. So rather than give you an opportunity to continue your grift, continue your racket, I decided I was just going to take the decision out of your hands this time around.
Very good. I hope my orders can assist you in saving the nation.
I'm not talking about
I
you,
hope we'll meet again. Should you wish, you can likely find me here.
The people that I'm talking about know who they are. When you go at it, listen. When you go out of your way to tell me how not guilty you are, it makes you look more guilty. I told you guys, well, okay, I said, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Never explain. Your friends don't need it, and your enemies won't believe you anyway. Alright, let's see if we got some more side stories.
So,
Looks like the answer is no. No additional side stories.
come back and see the writing on the wall again soon.
Well, a Reckinator, if I told you that, then that would take all the fun out of it. You gotta figure it out on your own. I think we're gonna hit the training field first, because I want to get everybody upgraded first, and then we'll kind of decide what kit we want to upgrade. So let's see. I mean, obviously I'm going to go with the engineers because we use them quite a bit, and they're also pretty cheap to upgrade. We might as well do the snipers. We'll do the lancers. So that'll get everybody up to 12.
You're better than this. Push.
And then we'll see what we've got left over.
Good. Okay.
A new order, alright. Antidote. This order cures one ally of negative status. I mean, that would have been really useful, like, 10 missions ago when every enemy on the battlefield was using a status effect weapon. They're not really doing that now. Now they seem to be focused on damage. Alright. So we got just shy of 100k. So we could probably comfortably upgrade 3 classes to the next level. I think the scouts are a no-brainer because we really need good scouts. I think engineers because they're cheap. And then for me, it's a debate between troopers and snipers. We don't actually use snipers that much, but I also have a little bit of meta knowledge, and I know that snipers are going to be super useful when we get to the final mission. So there's a part of me that wants to upgrade snipers. 2 levels on engineers. We could do that too. We could do that too. You know what? Why not? Why not? This is the cult of bad tactical decisions. That's not true of Reploid. We've brought Marina out a couple of times. It's
You're
just
one level closer to
again,
human.
snipers are more of a gimmick in the first game. Just because like they can be useful in very specific situations, but as I've said before, the thing that really makes me not like the snipers in Valkyria Chronicles is because their AP pool is so low. Like, if snipers were a higher mobility class, like if they gave them AP similar to the shock troopers, I think I would use them more. But the problem is, with the snipers, like, you deploy them and they can't like, you have to move them 2 or 3 times. You have to waste multiple command points a turn in order for them to keep up with the rest of your troops. And so as a result of that, they become this huge command point sink, and you're only getting 1, maybe 2 kills in an entire mission with them, because that's all they're able to see. So like, if snipers had more mobility, I would use them more, because then they could actually reposition. Actually, you know what? This is kind of dumb. But we might be able...
You're better than this! Push those limits!
We might be able to upgrade the engineers another level. Just based on how cheap they are.
Looks like that.
Fuck it. Bad tactical decisions,
Bite
chat.
the bullet! No pain, no gain!
Bad tactical decisions.
Good work, maggots!
There you go. We have level 15 engineers, chat. Yeah, Grimler, and we did use Marina on that mission. The only problem is I was an idiot and left her standing out in the open and she got sniped. Which was unfortunate. But she was doing good in that mission up until that point. Alright, R&D. Let's see what new toys they got. I believe the max level in this game is 20, Dark Days.
I'm stoked you're...
Alright, let's have a look. Oh, we're almost to the end of the tree on the regular rifles, chat. We are almost done with rifles. Let's see. Obviously, we're gonna go with the magazine size because that has been working wonders for us.
Here you go.
And as you can clearly see, our MP44 is slowly beginning to resemble an AK-47 more and more. Oh shit, chat. Look at that. We have finally unlocked the other half of the Lancer weapon tree. So... this basically gives them a smaller version of the same mortar that the tank uses. And I'm gonna tell you, you wouldn't think that matters, especially this late in the game. But on subsequent playthroughs, like if I was to continue with like New Game Plus and play through the game again, the mortars are actually super useful in the early game because you don't need a lot of Lancers to begin with, except for just a couple of missions. But giving them the mortars instead of the lancers makes it so that they can actually be effective against infantry. And like, for example, you see me throwing grenades to blow up sandbags and stuff all the time. Mortars can do that at a much longer range, and it makes it a lot easier to kind of like dictate the flow of battle. So I really wish they would give you access to the mortars earlier in the game. If you know anything about the mortar troops in Valkyria Chronicles 4, I think they took this and they just elevated it. Like, they just went the next level with that. Because the mortars in 4 are actually really useful. And I think it came from this idea. However, I'm gonna do the firepower boost first. Because I want to finish the rest of our upgrades before I potentially start going down the optional mortar tree. Because it could get very expensive. Less chance of blowing yourself up. I mean, with most people, yes. With me, maybe not so much. We're pretty close to the bottom of the tree on the flamethrowers as well. Alright, we got one more uniform upgrade before those are fully complete.
All set.
New, more creative ways to blow yourself up. Yeah, I think that's more accurate.
This one's
for me, specifically. Alright, let's see what we can do for the tanks. The Edelweiss, what do you got? Oh, wow. Alright. We got upgrades all around. So we can upgrade our anti-armor shell. Increase our anti-tank damage. Oh. Oh my. Alright, well, hold on. We can get some more body HP with some additional frame assembly.
all set.
The steel upgrade will increase our body defense. And I'm obviously going to go with these upgrades because the defense is important.
Here you go.
I don't particularly need a mortar upgrade, and I want to save a little bit of money for the Shamrock. So, again, not super interested in these other optional parts at the moment. So let's see what we can develop for the Shamrock. Again, we're going to do some side stories here in a second. But I just want to upgrade before we do that, and then I'll use the resources that we get from the side missions to hopefully do some more upgrades. Ah, look at that. So we got the frame assembly and the defense upgrade as well for the Shamrock. You love to see it.
All set for you.
Grab the minigun. I mean, we could. We could. Listen, I know I said before, the flamethrower is not the meta weapon, but I'll tell you what, since I didn't let you guys gamble before, I'll let you guys vote instead. I'll give you a poll. Because again, we're gonna do the side missions here. So what I'm gonna do is let you guys re-vote on the turret that we used for the Shamrock turret. So we have the standard turret, which is basically like, it's similar to the Edelweiss turret, where it has a cannon and a machine gun, and we can fire the mortar. I don't think they get to use smoke rounds. Then we get the machine gun turret, and then we have the Flammenwerfer. So, there you go. Poll is up. If you don't see it, refresh your stream. You should see it at the top of the chat box. Now is the time to put in your votes and decide which Shamrock turret you want to use. Again, I leave it up to you guys. I will continue to use the flamethrower turret for now, as we do the side missions. But based on your votes, I may or may not change it after we're done with the side stories. The cult of the machine gun must be
soon,
victorious.
bro.
I
mean it, man.
First, you're already falling behind. Because see, if you could get the folks that were voting for the standard turret on your side, then you might have it. But there's over 100 of you in chat, and I see less than 30 votes. So there's still plenty of you out there that could swing the vote if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. But right now, Flammenwerfer is in the lead by a significant margin. Oh, right, we should go to the audience hall, just in case, because they might have some new toys for us to play with.
Lieutenant Welkin Gunther. In honor.
Oh, we actually got an upgraded version of the special rifle. Oh, we got some of the fancy guns now, Chad.
May your allegiance to Gallia stand firm evermore.
All right, well, in spite of the push by Erst and the Cult of the Machine Gun, it looks like the flamethrower turret still wins out. So we're gonna stick with the flamethrower turret. That's what chat has said. It was a very close vote. Not many people going for the standard turret. But if those standard votes had flipped sides, Machine Gun could have won it. Machine Gun could have won it. But that's how democracy works, chat. That's how it works. Well, that's how it's supposed to work. Doesn't always work that way, but that's how it's supposed to work. Alright, let's head over to the side stories, chat. We will do... I'm gonna drop a save first, just because we did a bunch of stuff at the headquarters and I don't want to have to do it again. And then let us go to the chapter selects. And I don't remember which ones. I think it's this one is the first one. Now we still got more. Wow, this side story is way back here. This was before the beach episode and everything. What the hell?
Report.
Oh.
Signs of awakening.
It's this one. Okay, that makes a little more sense. That makes a little more sense. So this is weird because Faldio mentioned the events in this side story during the main story, but you don't actually have access to this side story until after, like, he and Welkin have a falling out in the main story. Which I always thought was kind of a weird decision, because, like, oh, when I saw her laying there in the blue light and blah blah blah, and it's like, he says that before you ever get to do this side story, so you have no idea what he's talking about. And then this provides the additional context.
Hey, Welkin. They called you in too, Faldio?
Yeah, looks like they've got all the squad leaders assembled. Must be something big.
It looks like all of you made it. You've probably already guessed why you're here now. The militia will be staging a suppression op, using all of its forces.
A suppression op, Captain?
As you know, the Empire has a series of camps spread throughout the Barius Badlands. Each of your squads will work separately to strike them simultaneously.
I see. If we attack them at the same time, we won't have to worry about reinforcements.
Correct. Welkin, your squad will take the camp located atop the northern Barius Mesa.
Yes, Captain.
The operation begins tomorrow morning. Be sure you're fully rested. Dismissed.
Something like that, Virgin. I mean, I don't remember if they're gonna throw the sandstorm modifier at us on this one. I don't think they do. because like map modifiers and weather effects and stuff weren't like it was in a couple of missions on this game, but they didn't really lean into that until later games in the franchise.
Let me catch you up on the current situation.
Remnants of the Empire's force were spotted setting up camp in the highland region of the Barious Badlands. Your squad will split up between north and south to cut off their escape route. Then you'll have to weather their counter-offensive as you make your way to the summit. Your objective here is to occupy their base camp. The objective is always to occupy the base camp. Alright, so we're gonna have... Who is that? That's Alicia and Welkin on one side, and we literally can't deploy anybody else. So we'll have to deploy all the rest of our troops on this side. I think now is the time for Gal Squad. If there was ever a time for Gal Squad, it's now. Let's see. Dallas isn't terribly fond of most of these ladies. But I also kind of want to send her anyway because Gal Squad is all ladies. And Dallas likes ladies. And Erst likes ladies that like ladies. It's a little bit of, like, it's fan serviceception, if you will. No, not girls' front lines. It's gals' front lines, Oxford. It's a little bit different. More makeup, more spray tan. Otherwise, almost exactly the same. Alright, let's give it a try.
You'll commence combat
I probably
now.
should have
Stay
brought a
sharp out
Lancer,
there.
but I didn't. I'm sure I'll regret that decision in time.
This one's gonna be big! Be careful out there, Sevens! Squad 7, move out!
What kind of weirdos would set up camp at the top of a rocky hill like this?
Well, gravity makes attacks from high places more dangerous.
But... Welkin, you're supposed to be smart. That's not how that works. That is not how that works. Ah, yes, the bullets are more effective because gravity. No, that's not how ballistics work. I mean, high ground has advantages, but it's not because of fucking gravity. He's a bug man, not a physics man. Okay. That's fair. He's also a poop man, apparently. But we're not gonna get into that.
Maybe that's it. Either way, we should watch out for fire from above.
He knows the what, not the why. I guess that's fair. Listen. He knows that nobody else in the squad knows why an elevated position is better, just that it's better. And so he's just like, I'm gonna say some shit, and like everybody's gonna be like, oh, Welkin, you're so smart. And it's actually kind of sad.
Entering combat!
Now this side story's a little weird when you think about it, because we have the fully upgraded tank. But this takes place before we had any of these upgrades.
Bring me ammo. I need bullets here.
Another important thing to notice, or not noticed, but just to like internalize, conceptualize, is technically Bestimoto is still driving the tank at this point in the story.
Attack from both sides.
Enemy sighted! Enemy sighted!
Oh, that's a lot of Lancers.
I feel like an obvious target here.
Well, you know what I have to say to Lancers? Suck machine gun, loser.
Now!
Good work. Keep it up.
My turn, okay?
Welkin doesn't walk to the grocery store, he drives a tank it. I mean, look, if I had a tiny tank, I would also drive it to the grocery store.
Enemy sighted!
Don't fucking hate on Welkin just because you don't have a tiny tank to go to the grocery store. Alright, what do we got?
Think you can make it up here?
Is that a mine? Okay, no, that's just a rock.
Enemy sighted!
Alright, that's what I was afraid of.
Enemy unit spotted!
Oh my.
How many are there now?
Chat. Yeah?
Don't let them provoke you.
Chat, I think I'm about to do a dumb thing. And Mind Out,
That ladder is a
repriming for a 9th month with a salute in the chat. Good to have you, Mind Out. Thanks for joining us. And thank you for the 9 months of support.
Got me pinned down.
Almost a year of support and membership in the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions. Glad to have you. For those of you that don't know, Amazon Prime lets you subscribe to one Twitch channel for free. So thank you, Mind Out, for choosing to use that free subscription here. No, I'm not gonna blow them up,
What's
chat.
going on up top?
They're shock troopers, which means they basically have 0 situational awareness. Oh, that's a tonk. Okay.
Just hold out a little longer.
But the camp is right there.
Don't make this hard on yourselves.
Chat, I'm gonna do it.
Enemy unit spotted! Enemy sighted!
Oh, dicks.
Can those
Oh,
ladders provide a
dicks.
shortcut?
Can I occupy the camp? I cannot occupy the camp. Okay.
Watch out for enemies
Hold on,
overhead.
chat. Hold on.
My leg. They got my...
Okay, let's not have an incident with a grenade. Let's not have an incident with a grenade.
Move quickly.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. This is Scout cheese, by the way.
Please hit!
This is Scout cheese. Alright, I wish I could zoom in, but I can't.
My turn, okay?
Okay, I'm just gonna spam the button.
Now!
No, not poor Alicia.
Good work.
That is Scout cheese.
Operation...
And you would be shocked at how many missions you can beat that easily in this game. So, here's the thing. I think when this game launched, a lot of people played the game the way that I've been playing it, the right way, or the intended way. And then they got to this mission. And I think this mission is the reason that the scout meta exists in this game, because they realized that they could beat the entire game by just running Alicia to the enemy camp, using grenades to knock anybody in the camp outside of its radius, and then capturing the enemy base. The only missions where you can't get away with shit like this is the missions where you're not capturing a camp, where you have to like kill a boss or something like that. But anytime you're capturing a camp, which is the vast majority of the missions, you can just rush the camp, knock the enemies out with grenades, and then capture it. So yeah, that is Scout Cheese, the mission.
Good to see you. Looks like you made it through.
You too. And the other squads are back. Seems the barrier suppression was successful.
Lieutenant Gunther, we've made camp for the night, sir.
Okay, great. Let's finish setting the... Alicia, your arm's bleeding. Are you alright?
Huh? Oh, something this small should heal up in no time. I'll be fine.
Here, let me take a look. You've been shot. Lucky thing it only hit your arm.
Does it hurt bad?
A little.
It doesn't look too deep, but it still needs to be properly dressed.
This man's is a sniper, is a doctor, I mean, he's got a lot, I mean, and he's got that mid-2000s, like, boy band haircut. Just saying, Faldio's got a lot going for him.
Sit tight. I'll get you patched up. You still need to finish getting Squad 7 settled.
Thanks, Faldio. I know she'll be in good hands.
Please, leaving a lady to bleed would go against my gentleman's morals.
Well, thank you, Faldio.
Trying to lay that mag down on his best friend's girl, I'm telling you. The dude has no shame.
Say, Welkin. Already asleep, huh? No worries. I guess I'll just come back tomorrow. Huh? Alicia. What's going on?
It's another big day for Squad 7. Oh, morning, Isara. Here, let me help you with that.
Why you gotta do this to me, game? Why you gotta do this to me, game?
Thank you kindly, Alicia. Are you certain your arm is all right?
Why you gotta do this to me, game?
Fine. Ugh. See? No problem, even with the heavy stuff.
Well, I'm glad. Just be sure you take it slow.
I will. Thanks.
Alicia.
Oh, Faldio. Thanks again for yesterday.
Sure. Tell me, how is your arm doing now?
I woke up this morning and it was all better. It isn't even sore anymore.
Not at all? I've had bruises last a week and yours was a gunshot.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been quick to recover. Bet you're jealous, huh?
Well, just as long as you're all right. Still, be sure to take it slow.
Isara just said the same thing.
Moink.
Alright, we get some mascot time as well. I'll allow it.
Oh, hi, Hans. What, is it time for breakfast?
Mike!
I'd better get cooking then. Well, I've got to head off.
Sure. Don't want people going hungry. Alicia.
I don't like that they reminded me about Emoto.